This is a novel, an epic film adaptation of the story of Christ. The scene was spectacular. Not only won 11 Oscars, it has become the most brilliant legend of the 100-year Oscars. Main description: a man affirms his beliefs. A story from revenge to redemption. Video begins. Roman Empire to census. Jews had to return to their place of birth to register. Then Joseph of Nazareth, with his pregnant wife Maria, come to register, return to his hometown of Bethlehem. One night, a comet is moving slowly in the sky, and the people below, and the three wise men also saw this comet. The last star stopped above Bethlehem, shining down on a stable. The people of Bethlehem and the wise men found the light and came. They saw a baby born in the stable, and that baby was Jesus. But in Jerusalem, the male protagonist of the film was also born at this time. After 26 years, Jerusalem has a new commander, Messala. He grew up here. The dream is to one day rule this place. Now the dream has come true. At this time, the previous commander Tarquin told him, this place is not easy to rule. Some Jews not only refused to pay taxes against Roman rule, even destroyed the statue of the emperor. Messala said, then find the leader and punish them. But Tarquin told him it was useless. They have a savior. Believe that there is someone who will lead them to freedom, although you can punish their bodies. But how can you fight against their thoughts? Just then a soldier came to report. There is a Jew out there who wants to see Messala. So Messala went to see him. It turns out that Ben-Hur was Messala's good friend when they were kids. Let's have a drink together. It expresses a deep friendship. However, Messala has her own plans. Because Ben-Hur is now a nobleman, a prince of the Jews, and they are deeply loved. The next day, Messala went to Ben-Hur's mansion to visit his family in order to get promoted to governor as soon as possible. He immediately invited Ben-Hur to join him in establishing his career. Tell Ben-Hur to tell him about the rebels, the Roman name, and the promise to share with Ben-Hur the glory that power brings. But Ben-Hur had his own beliefs, refusing to betray his compatriots. Ben-Hur immediately refused Messala's invitation, after which the two had a disagreement, and their relationship broke down from then on. 1 month later, a governor came to parade. The Messala commander held a grand welcoming ceremony. Curious people came to see. Ben-Hur and his sister were also standing on the balcony watching. Unexpectedly, this happened unexpectedly. The girl accidentally touched the pillow. The falling roof tile startled the governor's horse, caused the governor to fall off his horse. Soon after, Roman soldiers stormed into Ben-Hur's house. They arrested the entire family. At this moment, Messala ignored their former brotherhood. Not only did he secretly put Ben-Hur on trial, he also took Ben-Hur's mother and sister, locked them all in the dungeon, because he wanted to set an example by punishing one to warn the rest. Then, Messala exiled Ben-Hur on charges of rebellion. This also filled Ben-Hur's heart with hatred. Under the blazing sun, Ben-Hur only wanted to take a sip of water. But a soldier cruelly snatched the water ladle from him. Then he collapsed to the ground in hunger, thirst. All he could do was pray to God for help. And at that moment, someone walked over. He gently laid his hand on Ben-Hur and offered him water, cool him down. Then he gently lifted his head and helped him drink some water. Ben-Hur gradually calms down. Look up at this man. It was as if this man, an aura that radiated power and faith. A Roman soldier saw someone giving Ben-Hur water. He approached, holding a leather whip, and at that moment, the man also stood up. A tall and strong man appeared in front of the soldier. The strange thing is, the Roman soldier faced the man. To everyone's surprise, he showed a look of shame, quietly turned away. The soldiers continued marching the prisoners forward. But Ben-Hur kept looking back, gazing at the one who gave him strength. The man of faith, because this man once said a sentence, whoever drinks this water, still thirsty. Whoever drinks the water I give will never be thirsty again. After a year, Ben-Hur, at this moment, was exiled to a warship to serve as a slave, working beyond capacity every day. Tea only ends when one dies. On this day, the overseer Quintus came for an inspection. He noticed Ben-Hur. He felt this man was no ordinary person. And next, Ben-Hur's performance greatly pleased him. So Quintus went to find Ben-Hur. Honestly, working as a slave here is a waste of your talents. You're coming back with me to fight a duel, but Ben-Hur refused. And he said he wouldn't remain a slave forever, because he still had his sister and mother, waiting for him to rescue them. And just then, the enemy warships appeared. A great battle was about to begin. To prevent chaos, the slave owner chained the feet of Ben-Hur and the others with iron chains. But then Quintus ordered Ben-Hur's legs to be unchained. Thus, Ben-Hur gained a small chance of survival. Then the battle began. The warships hurled firebombs at each other. They rammed into each other and then engaged in close combat. Suddenly, a warship charged in from the side and rammed into the governor's warship. At this moment, the warship was in total chaos. They were engaged in fierce hand-to-hand combat. At this time, Ben-Hur took advantage of the chaos to snatch the slave master's key. He unlocked all the slaves' leg chain. The slaves quickly scattered and fled. Ben-Hur climbed up onto the deck. At this time, he saw Commander Quintus fall into the sea. Without hesitation, he jumped into the water and saved Governor Quintus. They drifted on the wooden plank. Quintus thought he had been defeated. He tried to kill himself several times, but Ben-Hur stopped him each time. They drifted at sea for 2 days. Finally, they saw a Roman warship. After boarding, they learned they had won a great victory. The enemies had been completely defeated. Governor Quintus was overjoyed to thank Ben-Hur for saving his life. He brought Ben-Hur back to Rome to meet the emperor. The Roman emperor gave the scepter of victory to the procurator. He also pardoned Ben-Hur for his past crimes. Later, the governor, Quintus, treated Ben-Hur like his own son. He even rightfully made him his heir. So Ben-Hur turned from a slave into a nobleman. But as he looked toward Jerusalem, his heart was filled with sorrow, because his mother and sister were still waiting for him to rescue them. And Archon Quintus also saw his thoughts. He was encouraged to bravely do what he was destined to, so Ben-Hur began his journey back to Jerusalem. So what's the story then? See you again.